Round 10 of the FIA Motocross World Championship, the MXGP of Portugal in Águeda. MX2, race 1, Julius Mikula from the middle of the gate, swept across, looked like he grabbed the foxhole shot, but up the inside as he ran wide in turn 2, Guillaume Perez thought he'd snatch the lead, but Mikula wasn't done yet. Look, he pushed and harassed. He celebrates here his whole shot to the team over there in pit lane. He couldn't believe it as he continued to muscle Perez, but Perez in the end, halfway around the lap, just sort of said, okay, you settle down. Look at the rider in third position. Not for long though, Sasha Coonan came up short through the rhythms. He went down from third, picked himself up in 20th, and would eventually put in a hard charge to 6th place. Mikula lost out to Janis Raiselis. That was for second, that was on lap 2. But he was just getting his head down, was the Osijka KTM rider. Camden McClellan up the inside of Everts. That put him into 6th on lap 4 after a poor start. Simon Langenfelder also counted fan of mood as well. Got around the outside of Mikula as he moved into 3rd on lap 5. Maxim Gros was fighting with the number 8 of McClellan, and his bike let go, and that allowed McClellan to move up into that 5th place. McClellan then eventually caught Julius Mikula, and so too did Everts. Everts capitalising on a mistake from the Czech rider. McClellan 4th, Everts 5th. Mikula eventually finished in 7th because Coonan found his way through at the end. But it was Perez, Janis Raiselis, Langenfelder, McClellan and Everts your top 5. Perez with his 6th win of the season.
Coonan tem uma vantagem. O belga vai manter a liderança do campeonato. Lucas Coonan, não foi por isso que
MX2 race 2 then. Coonan thought he had it covered, but Perez just found another gear as he swept through that first turn. Another good start for Julius Mikula on the Osijka KTM in orange, but as we came through the first couple of corners, it was Perez from Janis Raiselis, Sasha Coonan. Coonan almost losing it front and back at the top and the bottom of the hill. That allowed Mikula to move up into 3rd place, which didn't last long. A couple of corners later, Sasha Coonan was back past him. Langenfelder there, about 5th or 6th on the opening lap. Soon found his mojo for the first half of the race anyway. Made his way past for 5th place before Mikula had a moment. He would eventually recover for 9th. This was Coonan bouncing his way across the track as he took over 2nd from Janis Raiselis. Raiselis would still be on the podium even though that pass happened. Camden McClellan capitalised on Simon Langenfelder, sort of second half of the race, and the lack of pace from the German. Camden McClellan there, moving up into 5th on lap 12, and then Everts found his way past after making a big mistake through the rhythm section. That got him up into 3rd, and then watch this here. A back marker fell in front of him. He somehow went between rider and bike. The rear wheel flipped up, flipped the visor up. Everts stayed up and managed to finish in 3rd place, but it was Perez who went 1-1-1 this weekend for the overall. Coonan 2nd, Everts 3rd. Your overall victory belonged to Perez. Raiselis was 2nd, Janis Raiselis, Sasha Coonan on the podium, 3rd overall.
Parece 60 pontos em 60 possíveis. Motociclismo da Federação Internacional de Motociclismo.
Yeah, looks like every time my fan club's coming and my family, we're doing good. So hopefully we can find some money to get them to every race.
MXGP race 1. All the big hitters to the inside. They didn't account for Tom Vial sweeping across over the foxhole shot line there. Just behind him, Lucas Coonan holding a nice tight line. Vial led initially, Vevra there in 3rd, Geiser 4th, Fernandez was there in 5th, Hurling's a couple places further back with some hustling to do just to make his way towards the front. Took a while though for the bullet to get there. A couple of corners after here, all of a sudden, up into this turn here, turn 5, Coonan took over the lead from Vial. Meanwhile, behind him, there was all kinds of stuff going on as Herlings found his way past Geiser. Fernandez was there up the inside of Vial. Febvre just behind this fellow countryman. Started lap 2 though. Koenen threw away what was about a 3.5 second advantage, managed to pick himself up. Fernandez got alongside him, but he was able to cut back to the inside, regain that lead and regain his composure very, very quickly, because then he went on a fastest lap after fastest lap rampage. The two Hondas battled, but Fernandez in the end had to yield to his teammate Jeffrey Herlings. That was for second on lap 8. Febvre and Fernandez going at it as well. They had their moments, and eventually Febvre did find his way into third. Geiser up to fourth as he found his way past the Spaniard as well. Ruben Fernandez was across the line in 5th place. But not exactly a walk in the park, but he did lead all 19 laps of race 1 to be victorious. Lucas Koenen winning race 1 from Herlings, Febvre, Geiser and Fernandez. MXGP race 2, the start pretty much as it was in race 1, with Tom Vial sweeping across everybody to bag his second foxhole shot of the weekend, his 65th career black plate since 2016. Lucas Koenen right there in second. Paul's Jonas briefly there in third, as Fernandez was in fourth. Herlings from about 6th or 7th was quick to make up passes as well. He was there in the mix. Got his way up the inside, ran the outside of Geiser there at the top of the hill. And then quickly past Fernandez, went after Jonas. And before you knew it, he was up to third. Koenen was right there ahead of him. But guess what? As Herlings got into third, Koenen got into the lead. Herlings then into second. And then the top 2 in the championship were right there where we wanted them for what was going to be a terrific showdown. Adamo making a good start. Got around the outside. He and Febvre were battling. So too, further up the track, Fernandez and Jonas. Febvre got the better of the 16 of Tom Vial as he moved up into 4th on lap 6. Meanwhile, this is how close it was here. They'd had bar to bar and all kinds of stuff going on. Kept it clean as he parked his way up the inside of Lucas Koenen. Jeffrey Herlings taking over the lead. From there, he was able to get his head down and open up a substantial gap. This was the battle for third in the race and third overall. Geiser was hanging on until the back end stepped out, put him on the ground. Febvre accepted that third with both hands. Herlings your winner, Koenen second, Febvre third, Geiser fourth, Fernandez fifth. The overall podium for the 117th time belonged to Jeffrey Herlings. Koenen second, Febvre third.
Subidas de bom grado, também todas as convidadas estiveram ao mais alto nível. Pela 6ª vez em Águeda.
First moto, it took me a long time to pick up past my teammate, and by the time I was already 10 seconds down, I managed to close back the gap to 3 seconds, but you know, Lucas is a really fast boy as well, so never easy to beat him. Second moto, I was there straight away, and I managed to pressure him.